Hi, kindergarten students. We're going to go ahead and finish our fish painting today. A couple things. If you are doing a painting, okay, so if you're using water, you want to be really careful. I've had a few students in other classes when they used the water ended up tearing their paper. So if you have very thin paper, so if you did your drawing on really thin, kind of like computer paper, and you get it wet, you got to be really careful. So a couple things you can do. If you put extra paper, newspaper, or paper towels underneath your painting, that will help. Okay. If it's on thick paper, you probably don't need to worry too much. Okay. Don't put puddles of water on your painting. You want to be really careful. Now, I also know that not every kid has paint. Okay, so if you don't have paint, don't worry about it. You're going to use the supplies you have. All right. What we want to do today is we're going to finish painting the fish. Now, some of you have already painted your fish a little further. Okay, so there's a couple things you can do. If you don't have to watch me teach how to paint this fish. Some kids have already painted it, some kids haven't. So I'm going to show how to paint the fish or how to color it in with markers. Okay. So there's two things I'm going to show how to do. If you already know how to do that, you can kind of skip ahead in the video. Just go ahead and skip ahead in the video and watch towards the end, finishing up the water part. If you actually spend time and finished your whole painting, you're done with the fish. Okay. Then what I want you to do is I put some extra videos on my Canvas page today of different underwater drawings that you can do. I want to stay with the underwater theme. I think we've had a lot of fun with this. So go ahead and choose one of the videos below to draw today if you are done with the fish. Okay. So we're going to work on the fish, but if you are done, one of the other drawings. Another thing is a couple kindergartners said, hey, Mr. Perma, the screen is so small during the video. Go ahead and click that little button in the corner, full screen, or press the letter F on your computer, and it will make me big. And then you can watch me big on your iPad. So let's take a look at this fish, okay? So the biggest thing we wanted to think about is painting the inside of it using only warm colors, okay? Warm colors only. Now, you've got a couple choices for your supplies. Some of you have already done this, so like I said, you can skip ahead, all right? I went around all of my outlines with my crayon. Oh, and I forgot to mention, if you didn't draw this yet, if you didn't draw the fish, watch the other video. I recorded a video on how to draw the fish, so go watch that video too. So no fish, watch the video. Fish, stay right here. Okay, so here we go. There's a couple choices for supplies. Number one, watercolor paints. You probably have watercolor paints at home that look like this. Okay, if you got a big set of them, awesome. Okay, but you might not. So this is your first choice for supplies. You're going to need a little cup of water. Probably want to put a towel or a paper towel near you, just in case you're going to make a little mess. Okay, you want to be able to clean up quickly. If you don't have watercolor paint, so this is one choice. If you don't have watercolor paint, get yourself some markers, still get the water, and grab some Q-tips, okay? So if you need to go get those supplies, why don't you pause the video and find what you need. Now, if you don't have any of these things, none of these at home, color it with the things you have. Maybe some warm color crayons, okay? Maybe some colored pencils. Whatever you have at home that's gonna finish this, that's what you wanna use. Okay. So I'm going to show how to paint my fish. Now, the good thing is I've used crayon, and crayon is going to kind of keep my paints all together. So when I paint, I dip in the water and I grab what color I want to start with. I'm going to start with some of this orange right here. And notice I just kind of gently rub my paint. Sometimes I see kids really pressing the brush down hard. You don't want to do that. You want to treat your brush very nicely. And then you can go ahead and just paint. I hold my paintbrush like a pencil, okay? I don't hold it out here like this or way back here. I hold it like a pencil, okay? And I just gently kind of brush back and forth the areas that I want to paint. Now look what happens with my crayon. My crayon kind of holds my paint in those little areas, kind of keeps them together in there. Dip it in the water again, a little more paint. So if you have trouble getting paint, probably means that you need a little bit more water. If your paper is getting super wet, you probably need less water and more paint, okay? Now, I want to switch colors, okay? When you switch colors, it's important that you clean off your brush because I don't want my orange paint getting into my yellow, okay? So dip, 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 and then I take my towel, wipe, 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 dip, 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 wipe, wipe, wipe. Gently getting some yellow paint. Remember, when we paint this, we want to stick to the warm colors, So I'm going to use red, orange, and yellow only, okay? So this is how you paint, and I'm going to do my whole fish looking just like this. Now, I told you if you don't have paint to get markers, okay? Well, check this out. I got a little secret for you. You can make a marker look like paint. So I'm going to take my orange marker here, and I'm just going to kind of color in this area. And I'm not too worried about coloring it all in. See how I'm leaving some white spots? Now, here's the secret. I'm going to take a Q-tip, and I'm going to dunk it in my water. So I just got a little bit of water on the tip of my Q-tip. Right there, you can kind of see that. Yeah, it's a wet Q-tip. And I'm going to gently rub this around on the marker. And see how it starts to spread out the marker like the marker is paint. Pretty cool, huh? And so you can kind of make it look like a painting even if you don't have paint. Awesome. And I'll show you how another color works. Let's try a little bit of this yellow. Okay. Grab some water. Same thing. It just sort of spreads it around. And I've kind of painted my fish, even though I've used markers, okay? Now, some kids don't have markers. Some kids don't have watercolor. You probably have crayons. If you just need to color things in with crayon, go ahead and do that. Just lightly color, color the whole thing in with crayon. Now, once you finish your entire fish, the whole thing's done, okay? This whole fish is painted in. Well, then you have to do the background. We want to paint the entire water blue, okay? That's why I wanted you to color this in with warm colors, because when you do warm colors next to a cool color like blue, it can look really nice, and our fish is really going to stand out. I'm going to leave these bubbles white, so they're going to float through the water like this. And I'm going to paint my entire background and my entire water blue. Okay. You want to be careful near the edges. Obviously, like if I watch what happens, it's going to end up on my table, right? Well, I'm doing this on a big whiteboard, so it's very easy for me to clean up. You might be at the kitchen table, so you want to be very careful at the edges if you don't have anything underneath your painting. Okay, so just be careful. You don't want to make a mess. A good artist always cleans up after themselves and makes sure that they're not too messy. Okay, so go ahead and paint in the whole water blue. And then of course your seaweeds down here, you could paint those in green, another cool color. I made sure to rinse off my brush there. I'm coming in with some green for my seaweed, and that's going to look pretty good down there. Okay, so here's the things you should do. Paint, color, however you want to do your fish with warm colors. Finish it up by coloring in or painting in all of your water blue. Once you've done that, your whole fish is done, okay? And that's it. That's what I want you to do today. Try to finish up your fish painting, okay? I'm excited to see them next week when you come to my class. And I think you guys are going to do a great job. All right, it's good to see you guys. And remember, if you're done with all this stuff and you skipped forward in the video, go ahead and check the other videos that I put on my Canvas page. Those will be good things to do too. And you know what? Maybe you just want a little extra work to do or a little extra drawing practice. Watch those videos anyway. So if you are having fun, and if you're done with art and you're done with all your other specials and you got some extra time, come back to my Canvas page and watch those videos. They're going to be great practice for you. We'll see you guys next week. Bye.